The stories that made news and made history. The places that matter to us. And the people who make Central Illinois home. Join us from the Vault.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt Metcalf. Thanks for joining us. In a world of mass production, the handmade is special, but it's increasingly hard to find. In 1973, WCIA produced Culinary Delights of the Past. Producer Tom Norton highlighted small industries in 3 towns, a butcher, a baker, and a candy maker. We're proud to share that show now from the Vault, 1973. Here's Dave Shaw.
This is the Oakland Bakery in Oakland. The shop is run by the Donald Kyles, who put out fresh issues of quality bakery goods every day. Many who grew up with such a shop in their hometown might feel there's nothing particularly interesting about the Kyles place of business. However, there is. As of now, this small store is one of the few independent family-owned bakeries left in all of Central Illinois. And soon, it too may be gone. The Tuscola Candy Kitchen is also run by a family. Since 1901, members of the Gus Flesser family have created homemade candies and ice cream for the area. These goods were then sold over the marble counter, which still serves as the Candy Kitchen's main retail outlet. Like the Kyles Bakery, it's about the only one of its kind left in Central Illinois. However, unlike the Oakland Bakery, which may not last beyond the present generation, the Candy Kitchen's owner, Paul Flesser, says his small operation is going to continue.
No, I mean, right here and over there. And my boy, we hope they'll carry on. Who knows?
That's kind of unusual in this day and age.
Yeah. So, but I'm not gone yet. I mean, you know.
And this is the Zimmerman Meat Shop. This small market, located just south of Homer, specializes in selling only meat. Old-fashioned merchandising practices, which small-town butchers used years ago, are still the norm here.
Good evening, I'm Dave Shaw. Tonight, CIA Reports is going to visit these 3 small culinary shops which are still in operation in our area. Join me as we visit these businesses and sample services and foods which, although commonplace a quarter century ago, have now become something of a rarity. Our program is called Culinary Delights of the Past.
CIA Reports is brought to you in part by General Foods Corporation as a public service and a continuing effort to inform you about topics of interest in your community.
Still to come, more culinary delights, including a visit to a local butcher and the Tuscola Candy Kitchen when we come back.
From the Vault, celebrating the rich heritage of Central Illinois. Sponsored by Sunset Funeral Homes. Remember, celebrate, heal.
One such store which produces some of the culinary delights of our past is the Oakland Bakery here in Oakland. This little bakery still puts out a daily issue of fresh goods using basically the same ingredients and methods they did 25 years ago. The owner-operator of this shop is Don Kyle. Kyle learned baking from German Americans while living in Nebraska during the Depression. And he points out that one of the reasons he went into baking at that time was because bakers always seemed to have enough to eat, an important consideration in those days. During a recent visit to the Oakland Bakery, producer Tom Norton talked with Kyle and his wife about the situation of small bakeries in Central Illinois.
Well, I believe the retail shops are not as good as they could be. I mean, that they don't seem like there's enough young people going into it. I think they found easier things to do.
Are there many bakeries like yours around?
No, not too many retail shops. There are a few donut shops and things like that, but they're not really the honest-to goodness retail shop that make an all-around mixture of everything.
You're putting in awfully long hours here. Would you start your day at about 3 o'clock, I guess, in the morning?
Well, right now we're starting about 4:45, 3:30, 4:45, and it just varies from time to time.
You think that this has a bearing on the fact that young people don't want to
Yes,
get
I
in?
believe it does, because I know my son just graduated from college, and he thinks it's a little bit silly to get up that time every morning, and so he chose other professions.
Mr. Kyle, let's say tomorrow you were to retire, or let's say you were to suddenly die. Do you feel that your shop here in Oakland would be able to continue?
It wouldn't, it'd be very lucky if we did, I'll be honest with you, because I don't think, unless you find someone who wanted to come out of the city that was a well-rounded baker, could take it over and go ahead like we have here. I mean, it's, some of the bakers in the bigger cities are able to bake bread and things like that, but to be able to decorate, make cookies, donuts, rolls, pastries, there's not enough people. And then if they do, they aren't going to invest that kind of money in a shop. We have people come from Charleston, Kansas, Newman, Arcola, Tuscola. They don't come every day, but they come periodically, and they call on the phone. That's what keeps us, we're able to survive. If they had bakery there, it might not be able to, like you say, it might not be able to do it.
Well, what is it about the goods here that make people come from so far?
Well, I guess when your answer to that, I'd say that possibly they are satisfied, they like it, or they wouldn't come back.
Do you think it's the quality of the goods, or
we
the
think,
idea of coming to a little bakery shop like this?
But we think we have quality, and we have something unusual. Like our Easter, now we're going to have some little rabbits there. They're cut-out cookies. There's not too many people make the cut-out, too many bakeries, or even the grocery stores that have a baking shop make these cookies of Easter and shamrocks and things like that. We just don't have them.
The boxing and delivering of the Oakland Bakery's specialty item, wedding cakes, is one of the unusual things this small business must provide its customers if it expects to continue operation. On the Sunday morning we visited the Kyles, they were delivering one of their cakes to a church in Charleston, some 20 miles from Oakland. Kyle says the people seem to like the extra attention he gives to the baking and delivery of his cakes, even though he charges them extra for the service. Nor does it seem to bother either of the Kyles that such a practice almost guarantees them a 7-day work week every week. Norton asked Mrs. Jenny Kyle what it's like being the wife of a small retail baker.
Well, I have been with my husband now, so it'll be 25 years in the same bakery, same place here, and I have enjoyed it. The hours have been long, but I've met a lot of interesting people. And the business has been good to us, it really has. Mm-hmm. But any place, I think today you do have to work if you're going to accomplish anything.
Now, your husband says that once he's finished here, this is the end of the Oakland Bakery for all intents and purposes. How does this strike you? You've put in the better years of your life in this little shop. Does it make you sad, or are you perfectly willing to just give it up?
No, it makes me sad. It really does, because like I say, the town has been good to us. I am sad to think that something like this could happen, yes.
Although the future for the Oakland Bakery may seem a bit bleak at this point, the future of another small food specialty shop looks quite bright. This is the Tuscola Candy Kitchen. Although this shop, located on Tuscola's main street, looks quite ordinary from the outside, once you enter this place, you know you've found something quite different. The spike-top stools, the intact terrazzo floors, and the old marble-top soda fountain all convey something of the past which is no longer part of our everyday life. The interior is in harmony with the interesting foods that are available. Producer Tom Norton decided to have one of the Candy Kitchen specialties while speaking with owner-operator Paul Flesser.
I'd like a banana split.
Fine, thank you. Okay.
Up here and ask you a few questions while you're putting it together.
All right.
Was there ever a time when it looked like the store might close for some reason, either financial or the family just wasn't interested in operating it any longer?
Well, until I came back here 10 years ago, it might have closed then, but...
Well, why did you come back?
Because he wanted me to. My father asked me to come back and run it.
So it's strictly, it's always been in the family?
Yeah.
It's going to remain in the family?
It's going to stay in the family, right.
Why is it that he didn't modernize the store? A lot of older operations like this one have gone to linoleum floors, let's say, and plastic counters and all the rest of that. Why didn't he modernize?
Well, when they built the store, this was their, they would have never done it again. This was their life fulfillment. And so it would have never occurred to him, my father, to remodel the store. Mm-hmm. Now, we have done a few slight alterations, right, but nothing drastic.
So this is, the interior in here is basically the same as it was when?
1921. This was all put in 1921, yes. Right.
What is it, do you suppose, that makes people come down here now? I mean, it's an old store. It's not particularly modern.
It's timeless. People come in here now. Not only we feel for the quality products that we sell, but when people come in here, they go back to something that the young people, of course, don't know, and the older people they don't get old. They come in here and they remember what it was like years ago, and it's timeless.
Two old friends, George Nichols on the left and the store's 93-year-old founder, Gus Flesser, talked with Norton about what the store was like years ago. Nichols claimed his favorite candy kitchen item was a hand-mixed Broma Seltzer, or a Blue Heaven, as he called it, while Flesser spoke of his years at the shop and the worth of his efforts.
If you were young again and you had it to do all over once more, would you begin a shop like this one?
Sure.
You would. Even in this day and age, let's say today, do you think it's possible to start a shop like this today?
Depends on the man, son. You see, today, they don't like to put in the hours. They're different kind of people.
What types of hours did you put in? Long hours, short hours?
Long hours.
What was an average day for you? Did you begin at 8 or 9, or what time did you begin?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. And what time did the shops close?
Oh, it depends on the crowd.
Well, just say on an average evening.
Oh, average is, say, 11, 12 o'clock.
11 or 12 o'clock. And you still had customers in here buying ice cream?
Oh, yeah. Watching buggies.
Let me ask you about this banana split
right.
that you made me here. Is this your ice cream? Is this your sauce?
We make the ice cream, we make the chocolate sauce, we cook the pineapple. Let's see, there's cherries on that.
Right.
The cherries, we buy very concentrated fruit, the real maraschino cherries, and then we thin them out with simple syrup.
You also have a candy operation here too, right?
Yes, we manufacture our own candy.
How is it that Flesser's has been able to survive the advent of such candy companies as Curtis and Mars and all of these other big operations?
Well, first place, we like to think that we make better candy. We're in bulk candy business, and our variety is much broader. We're making now about 45, 48 different pieces of candy. And you can come in here and select any quantity you want, mix it any way you like it, and this is the difference that a specialty shop like ours offers the trade as opposed to, well, the commercial giants where you walk in, you have to buy what they have already prepared or you don't take it. And this is what we build our business on. It's a personalized thing. To go to the machine process, we don't have any interest in doing it.
Wouldn't this sort of ruin the charm or whatever it might be of the store at this point if you were to expand? Isn't that sort of the route that a lot of the smaller companies that have become larger companies have taken? Does this bother you, or aren't you particularly concerned about that?
We'll bring people in, train them, and there are people who can learn to dip candy and make it, so there's no reason that we can't carry on the business.
Flesser's wife, Betty, helps with the Candy Kitchen's business. She demonstrated candy pinching for us.
Now, this is called pinching of candy, right?
Yes,
This is
you pinch the fondant here and then you cover it with chocolate.
How many people are there left, let's say in the state of Illinois, that are still doing this? Do you have any idea?
Well, there might be 10 or 12, but it
all.
is a lost art, absolutely a lost art.
How long does it take a pincher to learn how to do a good job with this candy?
Probably around 3 to 6 months, and you lose a lot of candy in the process.
Is there any trade school in the state that you know
No.
or anywhere that teaches it?
No.
It's strictly
You have to learn this from someone else.
It's a folk art then.
That's right. It's very creative, I think.
Why do you mark each one of these with a special letter?
Well, this is so we know what it is.
All right, you're
and
putting a P on all of these. What
This is pineapple.
And I guess then that when you sell it all is marked and
That's
people
right.
know exactly what they're
every
getting.
piece is marked. Now, some are in light chocolate. This is milk chocolate. And we make other pieces in dark chocolate.
Do you ever get tired of looking at candy?
Yes, frankly, I do. But I enjoy it.
See, this is a luxury business. You don't have to buy candy. You don't have to eat it. But it's become part of the American diet. We're the only country that really gobbles up candy in large quantities. I think that like 18 pounds a year per person, which is quite a consumption. So, no, we can't We can't make candy for the whole world. Impossible. We're a little one-horse operation. But we can serve a lot of people, and we do.
We'll be visiting a meat shop that specializes in home-smoked hams and aged steaks right after I finish this culinary delight. This small group of buildings located about halfway between Homer and Ogden on Route 49 is the home of Zimmerman's Meats. Technically labeled a slaughterhouse, the operation continues with a tradition of providing the customer with fresh meat that's killed on the premises. Also allows the customer to buy large quantities of meat with quality ratings that are guaranteed to be uniform. Henry Zimmerman is the owner-operator of the shop, and I talked with him about the uniqueness of this particular type of business. It's been some 8 years since you opened this place. What made you decide to get into this type of business when many other stores of this size were closing?
Well, that is true. Many of them have closed, but at the same time, there is a big demand for quality meat, and this is what we specialize in and have during the 8 or more years we've been in business. Also, this is a complete meat processing plant from slaughter, refrigeration. We can get into wholesale. We do custom butchering. We have a retail market, so we cover all phases of the meat business. And I might also add cured meats such as hams and bacons.
You're about 20 miles from any large city. Do people bother to come out here to purchase their meat out here?
They most certainly do. I would say this, that the people from Champaign, Urbana, or Danville, when they do come out, they come out with the thought in mind of a fairly large purchase. For example, the other Saturday morning, the first 3 customers spent over $190 collectively.
Why do they come out here?
Well, we think because of quality and service.
What about price?
Well, price right now is a very big problem. In many of our cuts, we feel that we're about 10 cents a pound under the prevailing price of many cuts in town.
Could you trace just briefly what steps you go through in the processing of beef?
From the time the animal's still alive, well, of course, the animal is disposed of, is completely dressed back on the kill floor, and it comes into the cooler as you see these halves hanging here. Then this meat is allowed to hang in here. We recommend on sides and also meat that we use in our retail case that it hang for approximately 10 days, sometimes even longer, before it's ready for the customer's selection. The aging process is very important. It adds to the flavor and contributes to tenderness.
Where do you get your stock?
We buy most of our cattle right now. All of these that are in here at the present time came from a cattle buyer who lives north of Pythian.
Do you raise any yourself?
We raise some ourselves, yes. We have none in here at the present time.
And do you have people bring in their stock?
Yes, quite often farmers that want a beef butchered or want hogs butchered and processed, they bring them in, and this is a good part of our business too.
Would you describe this type of business, the smaller type of operation, as a thing of the past?
No, I don't believe so. I think that there are many, many people who enjoy buying meat on a selective basis, being shown a chuck roast and having the opportunity to say, yes, I like that chuck roast, or no, I like this other one better. I think there are still many people who like the way in which we wrap our meat, and there, of course, are many people that are more interested in quality than they are in price.
What about young butchers? Do they like to come to a small place like this, or do they prefer to go with a larger operation?
Well, they're both. I suppose the young butcher feels that his best future might be with a bigger organization, but as you see, the people that we have around here have had a great deal of experience, collectively well over 100 years of cutting meat, and so there is something to offer here too.
In just a moment, I'll be back with some thoughts about small retail shops, such as we've visited tonight.
Small businesses are the heart of Central Illinois, and while the businesses change, the spirit remains loyal to local. Once again, Dave Shaw.
Most Americans these days make the majority of their food purchases at supermarkets. They appreciate the wide variety, the convenience, and the frequently lower prices they offer. But as our program tonight illustrates, there is still a nostalgia for the small specialty shop with its hand-produced foods and careful personal attention. There is still a place, it seems, for the culinary delights of the past. This is Dave Shaw. Good night for CIA Reports.